What's up, everyone? Today we have a TikTok about a woman saying if you don't date obese people, you're fatphobic, amongst other TikToks, so have fun.
I look super rough, but I definitely needed to come and address this comment, especially in video form. I am actually trying to fix society by making all bodies normalized. I'm not diminishing your hard work to be thin. You do you, boo. But your life shouldn't be easier just because your body's smaller than mine. And saying fix your weight when you have no idea what my history is, my health, anything like that, you don't know my genetics, that's kind of a big blanket, really rude statement to say. And if you don't want to be called rude, don't be rude on the internet to people you don't know. All this to say, thin privilege is still a thing. And if you got mad at that video, maybe kind of take a look at yourself as to why. Are you mad that you have to be thin? If so, I'm sorry, girlfriend. I'm here to tell you, you don't. Your comment comes across as really salty that you have to work to be thin. Why not just live your life?
The comment says that she can change her weight and it's not privilege, and to fix it if she doesn't like the way she looks. Making all bodies normalized is a dangerous thing. If people think being obese like you is okay, we'll have a very dangerous situation in the near future. Being obese kills so many people each and every year, and it's only getting worse. And with the misinformation spreading like wildfire, it's beginning to show. Your history doesn't matter. What happened to you in the past does not mean you're not able to lose weight. Unless you have a very rare disease, which I doubt it since I couldn't find any information about it on your page. You don't know my genetics? Honestly made me laugh. Genetics have almost nothing to do with your weight loss and your weight. It's just another excuse for people like you to distance yourself from your problems. And you talking down on the fact the person said he worked really hard to lose weight and be thin says a lot about you and your character. Our life will be easier because of our weight. Yes, that's just how it works. But it's not because of society. It's because of the fact daily tasks are harder for you due to your weight. Because when you can't walk up the stairs without breathing like you ran a marathon, it affects your quality of life. That's just how life works.
I would like to talk very quick about something that annoys me, and I'm going to call it thin-splaining. It's the idea that fat people have no idea how to be thin, and that's why we're fat. So people, or that we just don't understand health, and that's why we are the way that we are. So they want to add their tips, saying that it's not appropriate to talk to your loved ones about their body or their weight gain or loss. And some people are like, what if I want to talk to my partner about it because health risks run in their family? It's their family. Who told you about the health risks? Do you think they don't know? Why do you need to talk to them about it? I made a video where I said you can decline getting your weight taken at the doctor's office, and so many people jumped in to say, unless you have anesthesia, unless you're getting a prescription for medication, unless it's this, unless it's that. And I'm like, fat people know when it's medically necessary. Stop. I made a video saying that there are no diseases exclusive to fat people, which there are absolutely not. And people want to say, it can actually be a risk factor for other diseases. Like we don't already know. People have literally been saying this shit to me since I was 7 years old. I know. I don't need your helpful input.
The fact you're obese does at least indicate you don't know much about health. And while I think pointing out every little thing a fat person does might do more harm than good and is not necessary, when people like you are on the internet, sometimes it is a necessity. For example, you telling people it's not okay to care about their partners or kids' health and just shut their mouth to not annoy them instead of showing they care and are concerned about their partner's health is wrong, and you should think twice before saying those things online. The other week I talked about Tess Holiday telling her kids healthy is a bad word, which will have big implications on their ideals in the future, because kids cannot make their own diets and ideals and will take and copy yours when they are little, at least. If you tell your kids to never question their choices and never think about what goes into their body, you might cause real harm in the future. And yes, while you might be able to say no to getting your weight checked at the doctor's office, you might want to think to yourself, why am I against it? Does that not tell something about how I feel about my own body? Not wanting others or myself to see how much I weigh, it tells a lot about your confidence and how comfortable you are in your own body, especially when you refuse to share that information with people who only want to help you, like your doctor. This might be some food for thought for you and people like you, Abby.
Okay, no, let's have this conversation, because, as a fat femme who has been out most of my life, I'm turning 30 in January, and I came out around 16, 17, tried to come out whenever I was 12, because I knew, and my mom freaked the fuck out. So went back into the closet for a few more years. But I'm just gonna say this, and it's probably gonna piss off a few people, but a lot of queer people mirror how cis men treat fat femmes in the queer community, and y'all don't want to work through your fat phobia, and matter of fact, y'all will deny it and treat us like shit. Because I've had it happen multiple times. Multiple motherfucking times.
Of course I deny it, because it's false. I'm not fat phobic just because I don't want my partner to be fat. Being fat is unhealthy, and if my partner continues to live that way, they won't be there when I'm old, and that's not what I want for myself. I want to like the way my partner looks like physically, just like I want to like the way they are inside. And I really don't think this is an unreasonable request. And the fact people don't want to date you because you're obese should be something for you to change, and not them. Weight is an important indicator. It tells a lot about a person and their struggles. And just like I'm sure you wouldn't date someone who you find unattractive, the same right applies to anyone else.
Let's talk about promoting obesity and how it's absolutely just junk propaganda. Fat creators aren't out here giving their 15 steps to get that fat bod by summer, or our hot 8 tips to getting fat quick. I have never seen a fat creator selling products to help people get fat. And there is certainly no $72 billion industry in the US alone to help people get fat. What you actually are calling promoting obesity is just fat people not hating themselves and in fact having the audacity to like and celebrate themselves, which is promoting absolutely nothing other than self-love, which by the way is good for your mental health no matter what body you have. And hey, if you care so much about what other people are eating, start fighting against food deserts. Start pushing the government to subsidize fresh fruit and veggies so they're more financially accessible than high-fat, high-sugar foods. Start pushing for cooking and nutrition classes in all schools no matter the zip code. And you better start fighting for universal health care so we can have more preventative medicine. But you won't do that because it was always just about hate.
Well, actually, some fat creators are. Just like those insane what I eat in a day as a fat person who doesn't want to lose weight videos. Those videos are outrageous. And while they might not directly sell products to people, they do usually promote fast food and unhealthy food. And saying being obese is healthy is also indirectly promoting unhealthy habits and foods. You're right, there isn't a $72 billion industry to help people get fat. There's a $900 billion one called the fast food industry. What I call promoting obesity is fat people posting videos about their unhealthy eating habits while clearly trying to start drama by saying they don't care about losing weight, or a fat person saying being obese is healthy and giving him made up benefits to being obese without any proof because they know most people won't do the research themselves. That is what I call promoting obesity, and it is dangerous. This is not self-love, this is borderline narcissism, and the fact people might be against obesity does not mean they're not fighting for the other things you mentioned in your TikTok. It's not about hating fat people. It's about stopping dangerous misinformation people like you spread for their own interest of distancing yourself from the real problem.
You can't equate feeling better in your body to thinness. It's the way people treat us when we're thin, and it's the activity and the eating that led us to being thin that makes us feel this way. But it's not the weight loss necessarily itself.
So to give you guys a quick recap, the comment talks about a video where a person said they feel better with their own body after weight loss, and that the person in the other TikTok just wanted to share the fact with other people. Saying you can't equate feeling better to losing weight is not only false, it's dumb, because this is such a personal topic. And while losing weight might not seem like much to someone like you, since you tried so hard to hide from that fact, it might be for someone else, like that person in the other TikTok. And even if it's true and we only feel better because some people might treat us a little differently, it's still a valid reason. And you saying the activity and eating is what made us feel better made me laugh so fucking much. Like, what? Girl, are you forgetting that the same activity and eating that got you to this point is connected to your weight loss? The two are literally connected. And I feel like you said necessarily because you know that what you said is false. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe. Have a good one, guys.